Hello everybody and welcome back to our channel, or if you're new here, I'm Laura.
And I'm Ryan, and we are Disney Pin Love.
So today, it's another day of Vlogmas, and we are doing an Ask Us Anything.
Yeah, I'm sort of excited about this. I always love when other people do them from any industry, whether it's our Disney friends. I like it when, guitar people do it. I love to, ask specific questions that are sort of not surprising, and then always try to think of a few that are just sort of out there, completely non-related.
Yeah.
So we have a good mix of those, and we're excited to go through it. We do have pin time at the end of this, though, so be sure to stick around.
Don't miss it.
So, I have compiled and sorted the questions. Laura did sort of the call to action a couple times on our Pinstagram.
Disney.pin.love!
Role reversal, I love it. But we got some great response. So we're going to start with a few questions that sort of relate to Disney, the YouTubeverse, and pins.
Yeah.
So the first one, and I won't necessarily say who they're from, and some of them were similar, so we just sort of combined them.
Yeah.
But this is, what made you want to start a YouTube channel?
Well, I can take that one.
Go for it.
So, COVID, I guess. And so we are part of a Canadian pin trading group on Facebook, and we have been for a long time. But through the start of COVID, a lot of people started posting videos just on this Facebook group of them opening pin mail. And we're like, oh, that's pretty cool.
We don't have anything else to do. We're not going out.
Literally nothing else to do. So yeah, we're like, oh, that's kind of cool. Let's give it a try. So I remember we used to film with the camera like upways. So we would literally be like squished in this corner. Like it was so uncomfortable. But yeah, we just started with that. And we would put them on Facebook. And then we started putting them on Instagram. And then we're like, why don't we just start putting them on YouTube?
Let's take the plunge.
It's been so fun.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And still, we have probably like less than $100 into this. We film
exactly.
on Laura's camera. We bought like a cheap little tripod and just like a little freestanding soft light thing, and that's that.
Yeah, and now we paid for editing software, but still, yeah, it's nothing. We don't have anything fancy. So, sorry about that. We probably never will, because why not? It's going fine like this.
All right. So, next question. Do you both like Disney, or...
Did you both?
Oh, sorry. Yes. Either way, it would be interesting, though. Did you both like Disney, or did one person like it more than the other? And who started with the pins? I'm going to take this and see if you have anything to add.
Sure.
So, I'm an only child, and that comes with its privileges, I suppose. I think it made, travel a little bit more feasible for my parents, so I was definitely spoiled and got to go to the parks in Florida every few years. So I probably went 5 or 6 times before I started university, and as much as I got to a point where I was sort of less interested in the films and everything, I was never too cool for Disney. I was always down for a trip to the parks.
Nice.
So that was something that I grew up with when Laura and I met. I think it's fair to say that, way back in 2011, you had no interest. You hadn't been. And so we did go for a day together in Florida. We were actually away with my parents earlier on in our relationship, and didn't really get bitten by the bug then. You didn't.
No.
But it was a trip to Disneyland that got us into it. And as far as the pins, I was vaguely aware of them when we were coming into like our 2019 trip, which was sort of our first like real deal big trip to the Florida parks together, where we spent a week there.
Yeah.
And you held off, right? Until sort of the end. But
yeah,
I'll just say I sort of thought like, I knew it would take off for this one.
Well, yeah, you knew about it because of like reading through vlogs and travel
research
things, just research. He was aware of pins. I wasn't really prior to going, but then like walking around the parks, I was like, what are these people doing? Like they'd have these books, or they'd have lanyards, and they'd be stopped talking to the cast members, and I'm like, I was always just so like weirded out. What are they doing? And then finally like I think you showed me like an article or two maybe while we were there, and then we got our first booster pack at Coronado Springs on our last day. So yeah, it was kind of a team effort, but I would say that Ryan was the Disney fan before I was, because I wasn't even a Disney kid. Like I was never super into the movies. So,
Yeah, there we go. I'll go out of order actually. We'll stick with the pin theme. So, about how many pins do you have, and can you show your top 10?
Ooh, yes. So I'm pretty sure this question was asked last year, and at that time we probably had about 1,000. I remember I tried to count them. It's very hard, like, to count them because there's a lot. But yeah, so I would say probably now, including like the magic mail that's upstairs that's not open, we probably have closer to 1,500 pins, if not over. That's a lot. And so, in terms of showing you our top 10 pins, I'm not going to do that today because we don't want to make this take super long. But as per the past 2 years, we will be doing our top 22 pins for 2022 on New Year's Eve.
Awesome.
So, that's always a fun video. So, stay tuned for that because we will be sure to share some of our top favorites.
We have fun with it.
Yeah, drink.
I look forward to it. So, we're going to end this section with a park related question. What's your favorite attraction?
Oh, I forgot that this was asked. This is such a hard question.
I can answer first.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Spaceship Earth. To me, that's
Okay.
just quintessential classic Disney. It gives me the feels every time.
Yeah.
And, for people who were ever reluctant to come to Disney, because sometimes I would go with some friends if they were afraid of rides, it's like so many of the things at Disney, it's like you're pretty much just replacing walking is like the ride. Like,
Yeah.
like Living with the Land, same kind of thing, right? Like it's, you could just walk through that whole setup. Like it's not really a ride per se, but it's like that whole edutainment thing. And if I had to go with a more recent fun one, I'd, honorable mention for Rise of the Resistance because I loved it so much.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, and I can't answer it because, like, I love all of them, but my favorite attraction that I will never forget, and I hope to ride again soon someday, is the Indiana Jones ride at Disneyland. So let's just say that's my favorite.
Perfect. So, this is Vlogmas. I think it's appropriate that we segue into some Christmas-related questions.
Ooh, yes.
So, we have been asked, a favorite Christmas movie?
Yes. So I was thinking about this. Can I go first?
Please.
What was I thinking about? Okay. So I like, even though Charlie Brown is kind of like annoying to me, like, don't say anything because you guys like it, but I find him annoying, but I think that's a really cute movie and just like also like a classic. And I've only seen it once and like a long time ago, but National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, I remember it being really funny. So I'd love to rewatch that. But my top ultimate favorite, I'm pretty sure there's 3 versions of it, but The Grinch. So my favorite one is like the newer but animated one.
Right,
I'm
not
pretty
like
sure,
the Jim
unless
Carrey
it's
live action.
No, I don't like the live action one. I'm pretty sure it's like the newer animated one that I'm like obsessed with. I'll have to like revisit this. Hopefully on Netflix they have them or something, but yeah, so.
Yeah. I'm, it's not a genre that I'm crazy about, to be completely honest. I think, and I haven't watched it for years, I actually want to make a point to watch it this month, but it's, I think, Jingle All the Way or Jingle Bells or something. It's the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger and like Sinbad, where they're going at it over that action figure. And I was probably just the right age for it when that came out as a kid. So I want to see if it holds up. But that's the only thing that comes to mind.
Nice. I'm glad you didn't say Elf, because that is my absolute least favorite. I hate Will Ferrell. Sorry,
whoa, hot take.
Sorry. I hate him so much. Okay, moving on.
Let's not tag him in this video. So, next one, second Christmas related one. It's Are you guys decorated for Christmas or do you wait until after Thanksgiving? I'll jump in really quick and just say that we're Canadian, so that maybe changes the answer a bit. So just for context, Canadian Thanksgiving is, it's like the second weekend of October.
Yeah.
So no, we don't do it like right after Thanksgiving. But I do like sort of the timing of American Thanksgiving is perfect for that.
Yeah, so we are decorated. We always try to wait as close to December 1st as possible because I hate having it up for long. So I am like a December 1st to December 26th girl, and it all comes down after that.
Perfect. Well, we're going to move into our final 2 sections now, which are sort of what I'll just deem more like personal, non-Disney YouTube kinds of questions, and then just a few about us as a couple. So what do you do for a living?
Oh yeah, perfect. So I am what we call in Canada an educational assistant. So I assist a classroom teacher with kids with special needs.
Perfect.
So I do that.
I'll try to keep my answer short. I'll say though that yeah, I've been sort of so I work for, or have worked for some of the bigger like financial investment insurance group benefits provider companies here in Canada. There's a big green one, there's a big yellow one. I started, it was just like a part-time gig for me when I was in my second year of university. So I've actually been sort of like working in the industry while I was finishing up school, and it's like been this crazy thing where now it's been like 16 years and I'm still just in my mid 30s. But yeah, the last 10 or so of those years, I've been working more in the IT or technology space in those kinds of companies, and most recently as a product owner, which is something you can Google about. You can message me, I'll talk to you about it all day because I find it so fascinating. But it's essentially you're working with a technical team of software engineers and developers. My product would be something in the digital realm, maybe like a web app or something like that. And it's just, what features are going to bring value and delight clients. Let's get those things built.
Perfect.
Sorry.
Hey, that was pretty quick for him.
There we go. So into food now. If you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be? And just what are your favorite foods in general?
Yeah, so that's a really hard question because I would get really sick of like everything. But I'm gonna say pizza because you can change it up while still keeping it pizza. And there's dessert pizza. So
and then just some of your
delicious.
favorite foods overall?
Yeah, favorite foods. I mean, I'm really not picky at all. Like pizza, sushi, sweets, all the things. Culvers.
There you go. That's
Am I
awesome.
missing anything? I don't know.
I think my answer is pretty similar. I would go with pizza, especially if you can take it in like an open-ended flatbread kind of direction, because it's just such a great vessel for anything. But yeah, foods that and I think we really love. Mexican kind of food, a lot of Asian kind of food, like Laura said, sushi, pho too, and Vietnamese. I also love I guess Southern, like American style food, like barbecue and just good old steak, big piece of meat. It's all good.
Indian food too.
Yes,
that's a top for me. That's like we're still like exploring it. Like we haven't tried too much, but I always love Indian food.
Good call.
Yeah, thanks for the questions.
Favorite music?
Ooh, that's really hard. So I don't have a favorite music now, I would say. I guess between like my teenage years, I was an emo, screamo music type of girl. I am no longer that. But I do enjoy listening to Ryan's favorite music, and also when I'm in the car, I listen to just like a hit station. So like some of the classic, like kind of like pop music essentially.
And your bucket list concert?
Oh my god, the Backstreet Boys. Hey, if the Backstreet Boys come to somewhere in Canada, the US, I don't care. Actually, Vegas is my dream. I would love to see them in Vegas, but I need somebody to go with. So hit me up if you're going to go to a Backstreet Boys concert with me. So Ryan's not. Yeah. There's going to be no fun if he does.
Agreed. So I'll try to keep it short, but I guess my bucket list kind of concert, I got to see Leap on Helm, and I've been lucky. I've probably gone to like 70 or 80 concerts. I have a spreadsheet. Yeah, no surprise there. But so Leap on Helm from the band. I wasn't alive when the band sort of broke up and some members had already passed away. But seeing Lee Von Helm do a midnight ramble in his barn and recording studio in the Catskills, upstate New York, there was just an incredible experience. And that was probably in 2009 or so. So that sort of, I suppose, answers that I am a huge fan of like classic rock and stuff my dad raised me on. So things like the band, the Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin. And then, a lot of newer rock and especially Canadian stuff. What I sort of, what you could go and see for a couple of bucks when it was like a under 100-person venue when I was in university. So bands like Attack in Black and The Weaker Thans and Sam Roberts and all that good stuff from sort of the early 2000s.
Cool.
Okay. Do you have any hobbies? I'll go first on this one. I try to play guitar. That's fun for me. Music, it doesn't come naturally to me to make music, so it's not like anything that's wonderful to listen to, but I'm a complete gear nerd and I do have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
Other than that, reading boring nonfiction books, I like that's what I do.
Yeah, and reading guitar forums and collecting, trading, buying
Reading,
guitars,
reading,
pedals.
learning, trip planning.
Yes. And my hobby is Disney. So I literally have zero other hobbies, I would say, other than Disney. I love collecting my pins. I love creating ears as a hobby on the side. And I love looking at all things Disney and talking to people about pins and looking at pins and looking at Instagram on more pins and buying pins.
Do you have an Instagram?
Yes, I do. I actually, that's my hobby too, is my Pinstagram, which is
Disney.pin.love.
Yeah, so.
And video editing now too.
Yeah, that's a hobby. Putting puzzles together. Again, more Disney. I only really like Disney puzzles, so Disney.
There you go.
Okay.
Well, we're getting near the end, and we're into a couple questions that sort of are more about us as a couple. So, how did you two meet? Do you want to take a stab?
Yeah, sure. So, essentially, we met online. The website, I don't even know if it exists still, but it was called Plenty of Fish. It was a free dating website. So, we found each other there, and we decided to meet in person at Starbucks, and it just so happened to be New Year's Eve.
2010, so December 31st, 2010. I was thinking about this morning, knowing that these questions were coming. So we have known each other or been, dating, I suppose, for almost 12 years now. And yeah, we're coming up on our 10-year wedding anniversary in May. So
yeah. So pretty much after that first date at Starbucks, the rest was kind of history. Ryan almost ruined it on our second date.
Yep.
We went to a restaurant in Victoria Park in Kitchener, and when I got there, he was like chatting with quite an older woman, and they looked to be having a very good time. And keep in mind, I only have known him for like
one date.
Yeah,
and,
one date in person and some chatting online. So I was kind of like super sketched out. It was nothing. Now I get it. He's super nice. People love talking to him. He was probably 45 minutes early. And I was probably 20 minutes late, so he had an hour.
From my perspective, it was just a matter of, yes, I am always early. That Laura hated that as we were dating because, she's always running late. She wouldn't be ready. And I'm always knocking on the door 20 minutes early.
Yes.
And the place was empty. So it was literally just me and this other patron. And we just were chatting. It was all very innocent, but I get it. And the only other thing I'll say there is, I used to sort of like grimace a little bit before admitting like the online part. I don't know why, but it's funny how even in the last dozen or so years, like, I don't think anyone would bat an eyelash anymore, but it's...
where do you meet people if not online?
You come out of school or college or university, and if you're not sort of coupled up at that point, then the world gets a bit smaller, and why not use the tech at your fingertips?
Exactly. And it worked out for us, so...
Yeah, there you go. So we will end things off. The final question, your favorite quality of one another's.
Nice. That is a cute question. So would you like to go first, or do you want me to go first?
You go for it.
Okay. So it's a little bit hard to explain, but or I don't know how to like put a name to the quality, but my favorite quality about Ryan is that even when he's kind of like stressed out about work or pissed off at people in the world or whatever, just like outside factors never like affect how we are together as a couple. Like, he doesn't take it out on me, he doesn't get angry. Chatting to him, you wouldn't even know that his job sucks and whatever else. So yeah, maybe his positivity, could we call it that?
Okay. Yeah, well, hey, I mean, thank you, I suppose. Try to keep that cheery demeanor and, compartmentalize. And not to say that the job sucks either, just for the record, because I love product ownership, working in technology. Talk to anyone anytime about that. But yeah, I mean, you have general, peaks and valleys, of course. Yeah. So, some leaders are better than others and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
For me, I also have a hard time describing it, and I had a hard time thinking of it, to be honest. But I think it's just our general compatibility. And I think like we just gel so well and so naturally, and I think what you see on camera is very true to life. Like we're not it's not a very dramatic relationship in any way. Like there's no fights or anything. I think we agree, like we just naturally agreed on all the big stuff that's quite important for couples. And I think we disagree on some small stuff, which is really important too, because there's good balance. One example is that I'm probably like the more like spendy one, and Laura's a bit more thrifty, but it's never anything like we don't fight about it. I think it's just the kind of thing that, yeah, the compromise is great, and you know our lives are better now together than they probably would have been if we didn't find each other.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So that brings us to the end of today's video. So thank you everybody who sent us questions. We do enjoy kind of just this once a year sit down and check in and whatever, chat about our life. And for anybody who wants to know us more, we enjoy sharing that. So yeah, I don't have a comment down below. Do you?
Well, just, you know, if this has spurned anything, and there's any, I don't know when we'll answer it or what medium. It might take us a year, but yeah, just, you know, feel free if there's any other questions or anything that surprised or shocked you, let us know.
Yeah, perfect. So thanks everybody for watching. Make sure you stay tuned for pin time, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
It's pin time! I've got day number 8. Looks like a snowman. How fitting. So let's see what is in the advent calendar for us today.
Let's see.
Magic Launch Bay backer card.
Okay.
We'll show our audience first. Are we going to like it or not?
Oh, well, okay.
Easter
so
2004 Disneyland Resort.
Personally, it's a no. But I know a lot of people collect Lilo and Stitch, and it looks like it says it's limited edition.
Well, it says that on the backer card. I don't see anything about that on the back.
Yeah, it does. Right down there. Limited edition of 1500 from 2004. So that's pretty cute. Like, Stitch has something in his mouth, and he's looking very...
Lilo has like an Easter basket, so it's probably an Easter egg, I'm thinking.
Well, it says Easter 2004, but what's in his mouth? Like, it looks like Easter grass or something.
Easter grass.
What's Easter grass? I don't know. It's Christmas. Anyways, there it is. So, not bad. That one will be for trade, though. So, I don't know. If you're watching this, maybe it's still available. So, hit us up.